Here we are discussing about vector diagram. Now there are two vectors, 5 Newton, 10 Newton. The rule is the length of arrow mark for 5 Newton is smaller, the length of arrow mark for 10 Newton is bigger. This tail denotes magnitude, this arrowhead denotes direction. As we increase the length of the tail, which means it has more magnitude. Comparing 5 Newton, the magnitude is more and showing the same direction. Now, as both directions are equal, the resultant will be like this, 15 Newton. Now, I want to change the direction here, 5 Newton, and I keep the 10 Newton in the same direction. Now the resultant will be 10 minus 5 will be 5 Newton and towards right, because the value 10 Newton is bigger and its direction is to the right. It is acting to the right. So the final answer will be to the right. Okay. Here if you notice, I put negative 5 because the direction of 5 Newton is opposite to 10 Newton. Even you can write like this: if you want to take this 5 Newton as positive, this 10 Newton is in the opposite direction, so 10. So your answer will be negative 5 Newton. So you have taken positive for the left and negative for the right. So negative answer, it shows the negative answer, which means direction right, because you have taken negative for the right. So your answer is still the same, towards right. Okay. Now I have some rules in the vector. Here is 5 Newton, here is 10 Newton. I can change the position as long as the direction is not changed. Example, 10 Newton I can take in this side and 5 Newton I can take in this other side. The direction still is the same. So our answer will be same, 15 Newton. If 5 Newton I change the direction vertically upwards, what is the resultant? Will it be same 15 Newton? No, it will not be 15 Newton. Why? Because direction is changed. Direction is changed now for the 5 Newton force. So how will we find the resultant? Now how the diagram will be: here is 10 Newton and here is 5 Newton. I can increase the length, 5 Newton. So this length, this straight line is known as tail, and this is arrowhead. And tail, here is a tail and here is a head. Here is a tail and here is a head. Okay. So here is the beginning point, starting point, and here is the end point. So the resultant will be start to end. You draw the arrow mark. This is the resultant. So what is the magnitude and what is the direction for the resultant? For the resultant means this line, this line. So how will we find the magnitude? Now first we should know the angle between the two vectors. It is 90 degree, 10 Newton here and 5 Newton here, which makes 90 degree, 10 Newton, 5 Newton. So if it is 90 degree, we have to follow for the resultant, R is equal to, we have to follow the Pythagoras theorem. It says a square plus b square. Assume a square, assume a is 10 Newton, assume b is 5 Newton, 5 square. So 100 plus 25, square root of 125 will be 11.2, 11.2 Newton. So now we found the resultant value, it is 11.2 Newton. Okay, how will you find the direction? Direction is an angle, this angle. So theta is equal to tan inverse y over x. So tan inverse y axis. What is the y axis value here? 5 Newton. So right here 5. What is the x axis value here? 10 Newton. Right here 10. Answer is 26.6 degree. So here the angle will be 26.6 degree. Now we found magnitude and direction. This case is only applicable for to find 90 degree. Okay. Now I want to change the direction. Here is 10 Newton, 5 Newton. It was the case before, right? Which makes 90 degree. Now, as long as the direction is changed, the resultant will be the same. Now, there is a rule I told you, as I told you before, 10 Newton. Here this vertically upwards, this 5 Newton, I can take here. Here 5 Newton is, the direction is not changed because we have taken this arrow here on this side to the parallel. So the direction is not changed. So do you think the magnitude of resultant will be changed? No, will be the same. Will be that same value, 11.2 Newton will be the same. So how will you find the magnitude? Same, square root of a square plus b square, you do the same. Okay, what about the magnitude, the direction? Direction is also the same, will be the same. Okay, but when you, here we cannot draw like starting point, start to end. Here the resultant direction this way. Here the same angle 26, here 26.6 degree, the same, this line, this line is the resultant, at the same way this line is the resultant. How will you get this? You have to draw the, you have to draw the square, a rectangle or square. Here is a rectangle and you draw the diagonal, will be known as a resultant, and this value will be same like the way we found from Pythagoras theorem, 11.2, and this angle will be 26.6 degree. Sometime here is 10 Newton, Here is 5 Newton. Before it was vertically upward, here now vertically downwards. You will get the resultant, same resultant and the same direction, 11.2 Newton and 26.6 degree, like this, 26.6 degree. Before it was like this, resultant 26.6 degree. What is the difference between these two angles? Here you have to say 26.6 degree above the horizontal, and here you will be saying below the horizontal. So this is the important case here. So here is one example question for you. There is a speed for the ship 20 meter per second and the same magnitude, but the speed of water, river water. The direction is north for the ship, the speed for the ship, and 20 meter per second here to the east. This is for the speed of water. The magnitude is same. They're asking where is the resultant. So will it be a resultant? I told you this is head. This is a head. Here is a tip of head. So the head to head you cannot connect. So this option is wrong. Here also the head is here. This line head is here. So the head to head you cannot connect. So this option is wrong. So it will be either C or D. So D is this object ship is not stationary. If the ship is stationary, you can select this will be the option. This will be option. If in this question it says stationary, it becomes stationary if the resultant force acts and the object, the ship will not be moving. So you can select this option. But the ship is moving. In which direction will it move? In this direction, in between. So here it is 90 degree and same magnitude, same length. So it must be a square. So you form a square and draw a diagonal. It will be a magnitude. In case if they ask what is the value of magnitude, what will you do? You will be using Pythagoras theorem, 20 square plus 20 square, 400 plus 400, square root of 800 meter per second. This is the magnitude you will be finding. If they didn't ask this, in case if they ask, use the Pythagoras theorem. What if they ask what is the direction? This angle. This angle you have to find out. How will you find this angle? Theta is equal to tan inverse y over x. So tan inverse, the y value is 20, x value is 20. So your answer will be tan inverse 1 is equal to 45 degree. So this will be 45 degree. The other side will be 45 degree. So that you have to say the resultant, the angle of resultant is above the horizontal, 45 degree above the horizontal.